What's up, Rockstars? So today I am going to be filming a haul for you. I went to Ulta on my way home from work. So anyways, before we get into the haul, I did just want to touch base on something really quickly. I had my best friend in the world text me, I believe it was last Wednesday or maybe last Thursday, and she texted me and she was like, hey, you know, your first impressions video that you put up last week, or now it's almost 2 weeks ago, but your first impressions video just like cuts off. I was like, what do you mean it just cuts off? Because when I edited, I, you know, put all the footage together, I watched the whole thing before I exported it to my desktop, I watched the whole thing after I exported it to my desktop to make sure that it had exported correctly before I uploaded it to YouTube. I uploaded it to YouTube and I watched it again before I made it a public video, and everything was fine. And I watched it myself and was like, okay, so right in the very beginning, I didn't really even get into how I felt about the products that I wore that day. If you're not familiar with that video, I did a first impressions on this Physicians Formula Cushion Foundation, the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm as a primer, and then the Too Faced Love Flush Blush Palette. So real quickly, if you were wondering what I actually thought of these things, my first impressions on this guy was, it was good, but it wasn't great. This foundation is meant for people who have dry skin. So for me being oily, I knew that it was not going to be all day long perfect wear. If you saw that video, you would know, like, this area of my nose was completely worn off, and I had only worn the foundation for, I believe it was about 6 hours. So my first impression of this was, liked it, didn't love it. Was it worth the money? I still had to play around with it a little bit. And then my first impression of this guy right here was love this shade right here in Baby Love. Oh my goodness, this stuff stayed on forever. It truly is, what does it say? This says long lasting 16-hour blush. I don't know about 16 hours because I didn't wear my makeup for 16 hours, but this blush looked flawless when I got home from the casino that night. So yeah, my first impressions were for this guy, amazing, definitely worth your money, need to go out and get it right now. And then for these guys, they were good, but they weren't great. Since then, still loving this guy. I've worn a blush from this palette every single time I've done my makeup since then, I believe. Yep, since then. This is the only blushes that I've worn. So really love that. This guy I still like. I don't know if I would repurchase this one, just because $17 for a foundation that is drugstore is kind of ridiculous to me when my favorite high-end foundation is only $26. This guy, jury's still kind of out on this one because my skin is so oily and this is technically like a moisturizer. I'm not sure exactly how it works with keeping the oils at bay. My makeup does last a really long time when I use this, which is great, but you can still see my pores really well. You know, nothing about this is going to fill in your pores, which I do have a problem with that, and it doesn't control my oil. So still kind of testing this one out. And then really quickly, I just wanted to mention something because in terms of cushion foundation, which it is like a huge thing right now, this is the one that's like taking the cake for everybody. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. For me personally, this foundation sucks. I've worn this one twice, and both times I put it on my face. I did, you know, I set it with powder because I always set my foundation with powder, and then I put on the rest of my makeup, and like, no joke, the first time I wore this, we went to my sister's hockey game. She's 7, so their hockey games are only about a half an hour. I put this on before we left, so there was a 20-minute car ride, a half an hour hockey game, and a 20-minute car ride home. So that is, what, an hour and 10 minutes worth of time. When I got home, all of my makeup was gone. All of it. My foundation, my concealer, my contour, my blush, my highlight, all gone. All gone. So I was like, well, you know, maybe it's because I used this primer and this isn't really like awesome for my skin type, and this isn't really awesome for my skin type, so I'll try this again with my mattifying primer. Same thing happened. It lasted an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So if I can find the receipt for this guy, this is going back to the store. Again, this one is also pretty pricey for a drugstore foundation, $16.99, and I wouldn't pay $5 for this. Let's get in to this haul. So the first thing that I have for you is actually just the box. I cheated a little bit and was naughty, and I actually used the product the other night. This is the Peter Thomas Roth FirmX Peeling Gel Exfoliant. And it says that it is peeling gel that visibly rolls, lifts, and sweeps away dead skin cells when massaged into the skin. I get really, really nervous using exfoliators. I've been told before by an esthetician that exfoliators that are actual like sugar or salts type of exfoliators that have like the actual coarse beads are really, really bad and really, really damaging to my skin. I used exfoliating face washes religiously when I was younger, and that is actually what contributes to a lot of the redness that you are seeing right now with me not having any makeup on. So far I really, really like it, but I will definitely keep you posted. Continuing on with skincare, I got a couple of sheet masks. I love the Sephora sheet masks. I've never tried any other sheet masks, so I thought since I was at Ulta and they don't have Sephora sheet masks, obviously, I would try some new ones. So I got the Pores Gone for Good Daily Wonders Pore Refining Mask. It looks just like this. This is a one-time use mask. And then I also got this Patchology Hydrate Flash Mask Facial Sheets. And this one says, ideal for dry skin types or anytime skin is fatigued and dehydrated. So this one is not technically targeted for my skin type. However, I do really, really love hydrating sheet masks because my skin is super, super dehydrated. It's because I don't drink a lot of water, which I should. Beauty tip number 1, drink a lot of water. And on top of that, from trying to combat my oil so much since I was a teenager, I have done some horribly, horribly harsh things to my skin. And it has taken quite a while to get it back to be healthy again, and masks like this actually do really help. This is the Skin Iceland Hydrocool Firming Eye Gels. I have seen Casey Holmes use these about 400 million times. She raves about them and really, really loves them. I don't necessarily need my eyes to be like firmed and lifted. I definitely need hydration. This is like the area of my face that is definitely the driest, is my eye area. So I thought, well, Hydrocool, that definitely, you know, hydration, duh. So I definitely wanted to try these out. I got the 4-pack instead of the 8-pack because this was half the price. And if I like them, then I'll purchase more of them. If I don't, I will let you know, and we'll just go back to using the Sephora ones like I've been using up until this point. The next thing I got, I'm just going to touch base on super like teeny tiny quickly. This is the Too Faced Melted Liquified Long Wear Lipstick in the shade Chocolate Cherries. I love Too Faced melted lipsticks. I believe they are one of the best ones on the market. I have Chocolate Honey already, which is absolutely to die for in my personal opinion. So I had to get Chocolate Cherries because I love these dark reddish brown tones right now, and they smell like chocolates. The next thing I have is another purchase based off of a YouTuber that I watch religiously here. And it is the BECCA Under Eye Brightening Corrector. Amanda Ensing got me really, really interested in this guy. It looks just like this. It's just a little like pinky tone corrector that you put on before you put on your concealer. Basically, what this is this is a primer for your under eyes. I struggle with some fine lines underneath my eyes. It's not because of aging, it is because my under eye area is so dehydrated that things have kind of like caked up and shriveled up under there, and I'm working to try and fix it. But I figured in the meantime, this would definitely help out with that. I also have a lot of like bluish green pigmentation underneath my eyes, which comes from my heritage more so than anything. It runs in my family. All of the women in my family have it, and it's super, super pronounced in all of the other women in my family. So I'm just waiting for the day when I catch up to the rest of them. But hopefully this bad boy will help combat that. I am super, super excited about, because I mentioned that I was on the hunt for this guy. Could not find him anywhere in my January favorites. So this is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil in the shade 1993. This is to match my 1993 matte lip from them, and it looks just like that. So, you know, it's 1993 in pencil form instead of lipstick form, and this is also going to pair really, really nicely with the Too Faced Chocolates melted lippies too. So super, super excited, and then I drop it on the floor. So what happens when I get excited, I drop things on the floor. You're probably thinking, wait a minute, don't you already have this? But no, this is the Urban Decay and Gwen Stefani blush palette. This is what I went to Ulta for originally, because I want to do a video using both this palette and the one that was in my January favorites. I haven't swatched any of these yet. I literally just took this out of the box. I didn't swatch it when I was in the store because I want my like first impressions of it to be with you guys. I'm not going to swatch it now because I am going to do a future video with this, but I have to say right off the bat, I'm super impressed because you get a bronzer, a highlighter, and then 2 shimmery blushes and 2 matte blushes, which is really, really cool for one palette. I really, really like the concept, and I'm super excited to use this guy in conjunction with this guy. Super, super cute. And then the very last thing that I have is a lipstick and a lip liner from the Gwen Stefani Urban Decay line. This is in the shade Ex-Girlfriend, which I really was hoping to come away with more than just one lipstick and one lip liner from her collection, but I'm really not into red lips. I wore red lips before, yes. Do I like them? Of course I do. They are beautiful. I just personally don't like them because my skin, like on my face, has a lot of redness, and I feel like sometimes, even though I cover that up with my foundation and my concealer, that redness can peek through if I'm wearing a red lip. So unfortunately, in terms of the Gwen Stefani line, I probably won't be trying too many of the lippies, but I had to get the 24/7 Glide On pencil in Ex-Girlfriend and the lipstick in Ex-Girlfriend. I will swatch them here. That right there is the Ex-Girlfriend pencil, and that is the Ex-Girlfriend lippy. This is definitely on the sheer side. I will probably not be wearing this on its own without this, but that's why they come together. So yeah, super, super excited to try that too. That is it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to click the link down below to subscribe for future videos, because you don't want to miss out on any of the fun beauty stuff going on in my corner of the world. And I hope everything is going awesome with you guys. Let me know what some of the cool new makeup products are that you're interested in trying or that you've tried recently, because between the drugstore and Ulta and Sephora land, the makeup game is just killing it. There's so much new stuff. I picked a horrible time to say that I'm not going to buy any more makeup, but that's okay. All is good in moderation, right? Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Love ya!